Hey guys, I got to sit down with Andrea Libman at Denver Comic Con 2016 to talk about voice acting and her roles in My Little Pony as Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy. Enjoy! Hello Andrea, it's very much of a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
So first question, how did you start your career in voice acting?
That's a great question. So I started as a kid. I was 6 years old and I started doing film work, so on-camera stuff. And then I had an agent, and then I started getting sent out to some voice work stuff. So I did some radio commercials, and then I did my first TV series, which was called Dino Babies. And a little bit after that, I did a TV series called Madeline. And then I just kind of kept working ever since.
So what's your favorite part of voice acting in general?
My favorite part is being in the studio and being able to work with really funny people and just being able to goof around and do different voices and have fun.
What's the most memorable experience you've had because of voice acting, and why is that?
Probably being able to come out to conventions like this because of voice acting and getting to meet all kinds of really cool people like you.
So, what's something great that voice acting has opened up for you?
Well, definitely meeting lots and lots of different people and also being able to travel and see different cities that I would have probably never visited. It's pretty amazing.
What are your favorite perks about voice acting?
One of my favorite things about it is that it doesn't matter what you look like. You know, you can go to work and it doesn't matter what you're wearing or anything like that, because on camera that's really important, all like appearance things. For voice acting, it's just, can you do the acting, and you know, you just have to do the job. It doesn't matter what you look like. I really like that.
So how do you feel about going to conventions like this?
I love it. It's so fun being able to meet all kinds of different people, fans, colleagues. It's so interesting. I love traveling. I love going to different cities and trying to see a little bit of a city while I'm there, eat at some cool restaurants and try some different things. So I love it.
How do you briefly describe the voice acting for different shows? Just like more famous shows compared to something less popular, or just different types of voice acting?
I think it's similar no matter whether it's popular or not. So we go in, usually if it's a prelay show, so a show that is brand new and hasn't been drawn before, we go in and we're all together as a cast, so we can play off of each other. And we usually go scene by scene, and it usually takes about 4 hours to record a show. And if it's a more popular show, sometimes that just means that there might be more producers, there might be more people on the other side kind of arguing about how they want something a certain way. So sometimes it can take a bit longer. And then the other side of that is there's anime dubbing. So that's when there's something that's already been done in a different language usually, and then you go in by yourself because you have to listen and watch the TV, and you hear beeps, and then you have to dub over it.
How do you prepare for a session of voice acting?
Well, I always read my script so that I have a really good sense of the story. If I have a new character that I have to do, an incidental character or anything like that, I'll try and come up with a new voice for it. And other than that, I just make sure that I'm rested, hopefully healthy. That's really important for voice acting, because when you're sick, you can't do your job, unfortunately. And then just go in and have fun.
How do you like voice acting? Do you get a lot of support from family or friends?
I really like it. I do get a lot of support. It's a really fun, amazing job, and I'm really lucky to have it. But there's lots of good and bad things about it. One of the things about it that might not be as good is you just never really know when your next job is going to be. So sometimes that's a little bit of a tricky thing. You know, it's hard to maybe make a budget or make plans because you're just not too sure when the next thing's going to go. And you're always trying out for things. You're always auditioning, and you only get some things, right, if you're lucky enough. So it's a lot of trying and then maybe not always being successful. So I think that can be a little bit hard on a lot of people. But when you're in there and you're doing it, I think it's one of the most fun jobs.
So if you could have the chance to voice act for any character, what would it be?
Oh, That's a really good question. You know what, I used to say a few years ago I really wanted to do like a remake of Rainbow Bright, but they did one, so I kind of missed out on that one. So I'd love to do Rainbow Bright. I'd also love to be on The Simpsons. That would be amazing.
What are some differences specifically to voice acting Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy? How do you get them to sound like two completely different characters?
So for Pinkie Pie, there's kind of two main things about her. She's really fast and really high-pitched. So when I go for Pinkie Pie, I just go for it. I just go crazy really, really fast. And that's her, like just, as fast as I can go, as high as I can go, and she's just lots of ups and downs. And then Fluttershy is pretty much the exact opposite. I just go really, really, really soft and quiet.
How do you record when those two characters are in the same scene?
So we just record, we just keep going, and I'll just switch back and forth between the two voices. And if they have a line at the exact same time, then we do an overlap. What happens a lot is there's a lot of lines that are the main six that'll say it. So there's me, Tabitha, and Ashley, and we'll go once together. We'll count ourselves in 1, 2, 3, and then we'll say the line, and then Ashley and I will go again, because she plays Rainbow Dash and Applejack.
You've sung a lot of songs with both two characters in My Little Pony. What do you think the most challenging song you've had to do for either of the characters?
Oh, that's a tricky question. I don't know. I can't really think what would have been the most challenging. They've all been a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Tell me one positive convention experience you've had, besides this one, of course.
Well, that's obvious. Well, I will actually tell you, because it's fresh in my mind, I had a pretty amazing day yesterday just being here meeting fans. And I had a lot of fans telling me about how My Little Pony has changed their life, how they were, kind of feeling low, and how My Little Pony has helped them to feel happier. And when you get to hear that from someone, it's the most amazing thing.
Is there anything you can share for the future of your career?
I wish. I was thinking about that yesterday, but I don't think there's anything that I'm allowed to talk about. So I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
Very boring.
Well, it was a pleasure talking with you. You were a lot of fun.
You're awesome. Thank you so much for interviewing me. It was so great to meet you.
Of course.
Stop them, 'cause plainly you can see it's got to be my destiny. And it's what my cutie mark is telling me.